Hello. Let's look at a couple of new things in Saffron this week. First up, we have a scaling tool that will allow you to change the amount of a recipe really quickly. So many times need to make something larger or smaller than the recipe is originally written, and this is a very quick way to get those exact ingredients and save you time and before you cook or before you go grocery shopping. So you want to find the recipe that you would like to scale, and there's a new icon with a ruler for scaling. You want to click on that. You're going to see some preset scales for half a recipe, double a recipe, and you can click on those, and you'll notice the amounts are bold, and you can see how they've been reduced or increased depending upon what you're doing. I'm going to double this recipe. If I wanted to make a different amount, you can type in the amount if it's not a preset here. And then you're going to just click on the button to set the scale. So when we go down and we look at these ingredients, you'll see that there's a icon now that has a 2 in it. That's because I doubled the recipe. So it's reminding me that these ingredients are doubled. And this would have taken a while to go in and double all this myself. So it helps me when I'm cooking just to click on that. And then if I needed to change my mind, I can click on the icon here and go in and change that portion. And you'll notice that it's now 1.5. So that's easy to change here. And it does not permanently change the amounts. So the next time you come into this recipe, or if you would go to a different recipe and come back to this, the recipe will reflect the original ingredients. So that's nice to know. The other thing I was going to say, when you go grocery shopping, you a lot of times want to purchase a different amount than how a recipe has been written. So when you go in here, you can affect the ingredients. Like some of these I don't necessarily need to buy, but the rest of these I do, and maybe I want to do 3 times the recipe this time. Just the items that are not crossed out will be scaled. So this is a quick way as you're going to the grocery to make sure you buy enough, or if you buy less if you're wanting to scale up or down. And then when you click Add to Grocery on your phone app, you'll see those quantities reflected in your grocery list. So that is how to use the scaling tool. The next thing I'd like to show you is how to move a recipe to a different location, and also how to make an additional copy of a recipe in a different cookbook, or maybe a different section. So we released the move feature a little earlier last week, and we had a move icon, but we decided to put it under this icon with the 3 dots for now, because we see there's going to be some other things we're going to need to add to using the location or making copies, and we wanted to have that all in one place to make it easier for you. So the move feature is here. So if I wanted to change the location of this recipe, I didn't want it in the Spice and Rice cookbook anymore, I could go in and highlight here, and then that copy would go someplace else. But I'm going to actually show you how to add this copy to an additional cookbook. So we're going to keep it in the Spice and Rice cookbook, but I'm also going to add it to a new cookbook that's called Salads. So I'm going to go to Salads, and then I'm going to put it under Dressing, and then I'm going to click Add. So then if I go back to my cookbooks and I go to Salads and I go to Dressings, you'll see that I've got the pomegranate dressing now under Salads. And if I go back to Spice and Rice and I go to the pomegranate recipe, it's here as well. So sometimes you're wanting to have a recipe in more than one place. So that's why we've added that here. And like I said, this section is probably going to grow as we add more features to Saffron. So That's it for today. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and cook something that's very delicious. See you soon.